The big news in the States and on Weibo pages is the second debate between President Barack Obama and Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney. Now, as with the first debate, CNN has conducted an instant poll for the second showdown that indicates viewers think Obama had a better performance by a slight margin. 46% of people who watched the debate think Obama did a better job in the town meeting style debate, whereas 39% think that Romney had the better performance. Okay, now let's take a look at how Weibo users responded to the second debate overall.
Romney made me very uncomfortable about his attitude and views towards China. I also don't like how he used the word kids to describe young people. Also, I think that the TV moderator this time seemed to be a supporter of Obama. Just speaking from my own personal point of view, Romney's views and policies towards China are too hard-line. He absolutely must not rise to power. Romney forgets that America is a country in which the economy's way of going after the most profits is by manufacturing sector finding the lowest possible manufacturing costs, land costs, and labor costs.
Obama has received pressure from Mitt Romney, who consistently claims the president is being too soft on China and going back on promises to impose stricter economic regulations on the country. Now, Chinese people are more appreciative of Obama's attitude toward their country, although they are ultimately not so pleased that U.S.-China economic relations are becoming a centerpiece in the final weeks of the campaigns, especially in such a negative way. Now, in fact, in the wake of the second debate, Weibo has put up its own poll for the users to decide if Obama is likely to be re-elected or not. And results as of Wednesday indicate that about 3,400 Chinese Weibo users believe that Obama will be reinstalled as president, to about 1,500 users who think that he will not serve another term in office. The poll provides Chinese users the opportunity to place their opinions for or against in a side-by-side comparison. Let's take a look at some of the opinions of Weibo users who think this is Obama's last term.
I choose that Obama will not be elected to another term. I've been watching the third debate of the American general election. In these past few minutes, Romney's performance is pretty good. I pick that Obama will not be re-elected. To rob the rich to give it to the poor will drag America down to collapse. I pick Obama not to be re-elected. There's 30 days left to the general election. There's still debates to go. Recently, the latest official unemployment figures have been released. Who will lose and who will win is still very hard to say.
Some Chinese users think that Obama's economic policies or the current rate of joblessness in the U.S. will doom him to lose re-election to another term. And of course, as one user commented, it's still very hard to tell who is ahead or who is behind in the race, as both candidates are very close in polls conducted by media agencies. Even the CNN instant poll conducted after the second debate only shows a difference of 7 points regarding the candidates' performances, which is within the poll's statistical margin of error. Needless to say, over twice more of the users who participated in the Weibo poll believe that Obama will in fact be elected for a second term. Okay, let's take a look at some of those users' comments.
I choose Obama to be elected to another term of office. If America leaves the Chinese marketplace, they will also go into an economic depression. Whoever is president of America shouldn't think that their military force has control over China and China's economy. I think Obama will be elected. To compare the two, I think that Obama is more reasonable than Romney is.
Now that last comment echoes what Americans were saying in the polls after the first debate between the two potential presidents. However, this time around, the instant poll from CNN shows that debate watchers felt that Obama fared better than expected by a 73 to 37% margin. Now, comments from Weibo users who think that Obama will be re-elected point the need for a linkage between the Chinese and U.S. economies, which they believe that Obama is better suited to provide. Now, there were also comments that selected Obama in the poll that simply hope that Obama will win the election, no doubt due to the fact that those users see Obama's international policy and policies towards China as better and less severe as compared to Romney's. So let's take a look at how Weibo users responded to the debate about some of the other topics.
The Republican Party continues to be the spokesperson of American farmers. American farmers are the primary employers of illegal immigrants in the U.S. and are used to paying low wages to immigrants. In tonight's debate, the spectators were able to ask their own questions to the candidates. Up until this point, the main topics have revolved around employment and tax cuts.
Now, although domestic issues are less interesting to Chinese viewers, big ones such as unemployment and the economy are largely the reason why China has stepped into the spotlight of the candidates' recent campaigns. Now, many users on Weibo were excited to watch the debate, especially anxious to see how Obama would perform. And by all accounts so far, his performance was better than Romney's by a small margin. Up to this point, Chinese officials have been taking the rhetoric towards China particularly well, and publicity in Chinese media has mostly been limited to editorials criticizing Romney's harsh words towards the country. Now, Chinese officials will be closely tuned into the third and final debate, in which China will have its own segment reserved for itself called The Rise of China and Tomorrow's World.